Okay, you pulled me down here.
No?
Oh, solo dropped me down here then.
Yeah. We're live! Yes, we're live! Welcome back to the third and final live stream of this day. This crazy, crazy day. And Carlos, I'm jealous you're having chili and cornbread. That sounds really good. I would like to have that. Damon, we'll have to touch on that some later time. But the short answer is, when you say what casino gaming? I was in the casino gaming industry for 24 years in several different places in the U.S. Okay, let's talk trucking. All right, so we've got 5 people in here, it looks like. Not sure how to interpret this. So we're going to do something a little different today. So let me set the background. You know what? Let me wait just, now we got 9. I want to wait until we get just a few more folks on here. Bucks, are you on the stream?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Guess I don't necessarily need this. All right, we got 11. All right, we'll go ahead and start talking about it. Hello. So here's the thing. Where we left off with Tuesday, which was the premiere, where I drove from wherever, Sheridan, Wyoming to Los Angeles, and I shared all that real world video stuff. Okay, so then I recorded 2 videos after that, but I haven't finished editing them yet. So they're not ready to go, and I like to keep a contiguous series going. So I recorded, I'm not going to say where I went. I can tell you where I ended up because that's where we're going to start today. So we're going to leapfrog ahead in time past the 2 other videos that I did. And we are starting in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And we're going to do something a little bit different. So what that is, let me cue up the image. So I got the idea from the Driving Gamer, who is our moderator in the chat today. He has his own YouTube channel, and he launched a series called Exploring, in this case, Washington State. And he is doing a video a day, or
Every other day.
Every other day. Okay. Where he actually drives from one city to another in Washington State, and until he discovers. Do you want to just explain it, Bucks? For the folks?
So basically what it is, excuse me.
Oh, are you eating?
I had a mouthful of popcorn. But what it is it's an exploring series where I will do each state one at a time, and I don't leave the state until I've at least gone through every city in that state, whether I'm delivering or driving through it, and try to catch the viewpoints. And I keep the limit to 200 to 250 miles per delivery, so that way it keeps the video shorter in the 15 to 30 minute range. Sometimes they go longer. But I mix that in with my other series, my truck driving series, so they're not back to back. There's a mix of different type of driving going on.
Okay, so there it is in a nutshell. So this image that's up on the screen right now, that's the thumbnail for his latest video, which I believe is the first one in that series. Is that right?
That's actually, I think that's number 8. I've already gone through quite a bit. Yeah, some of them didn't have me in the videos. They were just
that's recorded. That's what it was. All right. So I guess I missed a few of them. But I saw the series and I thought, well, that's a great idea. I want to do that. Well, I'm not going to do Washington because I've been to a lot of cities already. Well, I mean, maybe I will do Washington, but I'm not doing it today because I'm in Colorado. I think it's a great idea. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start in Colorado Springs and run around, take loads to wherever, and I'll get in as many as I can do in 2 hours or less, or about 2 hours, because that's what these have been running. So we'll spend a couple hours. We'll hit as many towns in Colorado Springs or Colorado as we can, either deliver, pick up, deliver, or drive through. So let's go do it. Guess I need to click on, there we go.
You got up to 27 now.
Cool. That's great. So we are well, I'm not going to say what I did. I don't want to do any spoilers. Spoiler alert for what I did in the last 2 videos. I'll tell you one thing, because it's going to be obvious to some of you as soon as we get in the game and I get my truck fired up. I got a new engine, and it sounds awesome. It purrs like a tiger. So let's hop into the game. Actually, before we do that, no, not quick job, freight market. Let's look and see what we've got that keeps us in Colorado. So here's one from Colorado Springs to Durango. Look at that twisty, turny road. I kind of like that one. It will take us through Pueblo, which I've already discovered, Alamosa, which I've not been through in this profile, and Durango, which I've also not been to in this profile. So let me just take a quick peek and see what else there is. And by the way, I happen to know, because I've been this route in real life as well as in a different profile, this is a hilly run. So this new engine that I've got is made for that. So this will be fun.
What size you got in there? Or you didn't tell us
that? I didn't, and I'm not telling anybody yet. You just have to watch the other videos. Yeah, you have to watch the other videos when I get them up. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know when I'll get the first one up, but I will. Let's see. And actually, I think the first one, actually, why did that just happen? I just got bumped out of back to the desktop. I got something distracting the game, whatever, and it's distracting me. So we're going to go to Durango. This will be fun. Very scenic. So yes, I bought the new engine in the next video that goes up. That's when I bought it.
Oh, nice. And real quick, Viking Hammers in the chat says good evening.
Hey, Viking.
Parajunsu Jansen, Cone Jansen says good day.
Good day.
Hopefully I said that right.
Well, Viking, I haven't seen you since the last live stream.
You're right.
Viking was in the last live stream as a member of the convoy. Okay, well, let's fire this puppy up. Listen to that purr. All right, it is 8 a.m. I got a full tank of fuel, a full night's rest, and
you got your paint job.
Paint job?
Your skin?
This is the one I always have for this profile.
Oh, gotcha.
So we're going to go right around the corner to grab this load. Looks like we're getting it from the Walmart.
Leslie Reynolds says morning, Rick.
Morning, Leslie. Is it morning where you are in England? Or the UK anyway?
Turn right.
I must have hit that turn signal. Look at that. It is 362 miles in about 7 hours. We will cover this all today.
Oh, okay. Para's in the Netherlands, and then you got Lucas saying good morning. Finally able to watch you on this third run.
Awesome. Glad you could make it. Glad it worked out. All right, there it is.
And she says, yes, it is, Rick. And I'm in Wales, buddy.
Wales. Is that Leslie?
Yes, Leslie.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot to append that.
All right. And I believe that's he.
Oh, he. Oh, you know, I
Yeah.
got a friend that's name. His that actually he goes by Les, but his name is Leslie. Also.
Because I made that mistake. And I think the mistake was that I made that assumption.
I did the same. I didn't even think about it. My buddy will probably smack me upside the head for it.
Yeah, so you don't even have an excuse.
Exactly.
Get ready to turn right.
We have 361 miles to go.
Right. Keep right and then turn right. Turn right.
Love that sound. Yeah, this new engine, it's kind of a monster. And bucks, I'll tell you, it's about the same as the one in my other truck. It also has an 18-speed transmission.
Well, the engine kind of sounds familiar to me.
It may not be the exact same engine, but it's very close. And of course, I've got the Kriechbaum mod, engine mod for this. And by the way, for everyone in the audience, if you're interested in which mods I am using, they are in the description below, as is the specs for my computer, if you're interested in that.
And you know what? If any of y'all have figured out what engine he purchased, in the comments of the video itself, the other comments, leave a comment stating which engine you think you got. Which they can't do during their live stream. Never mind.
Well, they could guess and put it in the comments, but here's the problem with that. I don't remember what it is exactly.
That makes it even more entertaining.
I'd have to stop somewhere and look, and I could do that.
No, keep it a surprise. The next video has that.
Right, the next video will, or the next recorded video will have that. love the sound of the turbo when it shifts.
Oh yeah, Gina Hodkins uses FactBush. They just noticed that the GPS says blue line.
Yes, that's a mod. It's the Google Maps GPS navigation mod.
Apparently, if you want to know what your engine is right now, which you shouldn't do anyway, because it's a surprise for your next video, is you can go to your diagnose menu to find out.
Oh yeah.
Keep left.
I may want to do that later when y'all aren't watching. Oh, I gotta slow down.
Keep left.
Well, that looked familiar.
Red car in the left lane braking and switching lanes.
Yep.
I think Damon Trucker's asking, why do you need an 18 speed to pull up to 80,000 pounds?
When you're going up a hill from a standing start, it's the you know, the transmission, you got high range, low range. Like my truck, when I was on the road, was a 13 speed, so the first 5 gears were just standard, I mean, 1 through 5. When you go into the high range, then that's where the other 8 are. So it's like 6 high, 6 low, 6 high, 7 low, 7 high, etc.
I guess it also is something that you can actually find a better gear to do the job better.
Yes, yeah. So with an 18 speed, you double the gears on the low range, and that's really for pulling heavy loads, especially, you know, going up a hill. You may need those extra gears on the low range when you're going, you know, doing maneuvering with heavy load going uphill or rough terrain. So I've never driven in a scenario where I needed the extra gears in the low range. But definitely in the high range. That was good for me for mountain driving.
Talpa joined the stream.
Talpa!
He's in bed though.
Oh!
Man, he's staying up late. Not as bad as Arctic, who hasn't gone to sleep yet.
Really?
Well, he might have finally, because I don't see him anymore.
Wait a minute. Talpa has gone to bed, but it's morning.
Watching. Yeah. For him it is, yeah.
For
it's
him.
8 o'clock in the morning.
Exit right.
Well, I guess he'll be sleeping away the day, but he doesn't have to work all weekend.
Or all week.
All
Stay on
week.
For the whole next week.
Right.
Get ready to turn left.
8:20 a.m.
Turn left.
Pear is asking what's your experience with AdBlues.
My experience with what?
AdBlue.
AdBlue? I don't know what that is.
And that's some kind of mixture you mix with diesel for pollution control or something like that.
They call that diesel exhaust fluid here. And you don't mix it with the diesel. Well, we don't. You put it in the DEF tank. It is used as part of the engine's after exhaust system. It reduces the pollutants in the air. So yeah, we have to put DEF in our DEF tank, and then the system takes care of all that. I don't have it on my work truck, the day cab, but most trucks today do. That one I drive at work is really old. Or, you know, like 20 years old. What a view!
Decide to get a 9900i. Gina says there's a mod that modifies it to give it to the 9300 headlights.
I don't know what that is.
That's the new International that they announced a month ago. Or the new old International.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of International, so it's not even something I would drive. Same thing with Volvos. I don't hate them, I'm just not a fan. I like Kenworths. After that, I like Peterbilts. After that, I like Freightliners. And the funny thing about it is that the truck that I drive at work is an International. Alright, I'm going to interrupt to check the map real quick. Okay, we're coming up on Alamosa. There's US 285. I don't recall exactly where, but I think somewhere in this vicinity I have picked up, back in the day, picked up potatoes. So they grow potatoes out here, and this is a big valley surrounded by mountains.
Man, that tight turn that you're going to have is going to be fun. It looks like there's a viewpoint by it.
Oh, really? I'll have to stop and do the viewpoint.
about the Western Stars?
I have no experience with Western Stars. I've never even been in one.
One of my profiles I have the Western Star.
Well, what do you think of it?
I thought it was pretty nice. I of course put the real long chassis on it now. It's got got the 3 sets of wheels in the back. I haven't
Okay.
driven much though. But it's a short. The one I have is a short cab because I had gotten it before they released when they first released the truck. But I thought it had decent motors with it, so it had enough power to handle the jobs.
Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right.
Demon Trucker likes the 49X. Said maybe you could buy one in game.
Is that international?
That's the Western Star.
Oh, Western Star.
49X.
Okay. You know, I guess I'm like a lot of other old truckers. I'm kind of set in my ways. Kenworth. I mean, I know a guy on Twitter who's nothing but Max, and he's got a fleet. He's got several drivers, and he loves him some Max. And he's always talking
Go
about
straight on.
how much he likes them. He talks about how fuel efficient they are. He calls them fuel sippers. But he's sold on the Mac. And he knows what the numbers are, so it makes sense for an operator to save money on fuel, especially now.
Go straight on.
Demon wants you to hold the poll for what next truck you should buy.
Well, I don't know. I like my Kenworth. Really? Oh! Yeah, I was sure that guy was coming out.
You want to drive this until you flip the odometer?
Well, initially I didn't like, well, it's not that I didn't like this truck. I didn't want to get this truck. I wanted the T680 because that's what I drove over the road. I love that truck. But now that I've been in this one, I love this truck. What I want to do is upgrade it. Well, I have
It's a big
upgraded.
truck.
I've done a series of upgrades. Like I just upgraded the engine and the transmission.
Be looking forward to that video.
Which one?
When you
Right.
show what you put on your truck, or tell what you put in the truck engine body in the
Oh.
training.
Yeah. Yeah, I wished I would have got it up already, but I had, I worked yesterday. I had a 12-hour day yesterday. And I gotta work tomorrow. Although tomorrow should not be anywhere near that long.
Wow, Paris driven over 70,000 miles so far with a W900.
Right.
that real life?
Wow.
Continue straight on.
Yeah, that'd be my question. Well, 7,000 hours, that's probably game time. But still
No, miles. Did I say hours? I'm sorry, miles.
crazy.
70,000 miles.
70,000 miles. Well, you know, I did well over 100,000 a year.
That's a lot of driving.
Yes, it is.
Ahmed Khan says hello.
Hello, Hamid. I would do 10 to 11,000 a month. If I didn't take several days off at home, which I didn't do very often, I would be out on the road for weeks at a time.
That's a lot of driving.
Yep. And I didn't really take a day off, hardly either. I like driving.
William Railton in the strength says hello.
Oh, hang on, I can't hear you. I'll hop back inside in a second. Okay, what was that?
William Rail says hello, Boomer.
Hello, William. Thanks for the coffee. I think that was him.
Oh, somebody just buy you coffee?
No? Not that I know of.
Oh, you
Earl-
talking about
Earl-
last stream.
Earlier. I don't know if it was last stream or the one before. I think it was last stream.
There you go. Here's a good one. Jeremiah asks, is your office chair or real life truck seat more comfortable?
My real life truck seat in my old truck. I mean, this chair is comfortable enough, but it doesn't have the padding. It's not meant to be sat in for so long. And it's actually a decent chair. But my seat in my truck was pretty comfortable.
They have to make it right, so you spend a lot of time in.
Ooh, a tunnel. A tunnel. Where's clothes?
Yeah, I better look around quick.
Cause you just gotta.
Found myself just before you went into the tunnel, thinking I'm driving and my track iron. I lifted myself out of my seat so I could look over into that stream that's off to the side.
I was just gonna hop up top for an outside view. All right, let me do that now. Hold on.
Even pushing for that trailer.
Hold on.
Trail.
Okay, what was that now?
I said Demon says buy your trailer soon. He's pushing for it.
Yeah, just FYI, I can't hear you when I get up. I can barely hear you now, but I can hear you when I get hop up top. And I don't want to drop the sound level on this because I love this engine sound.
Oh, I know. Usually when I'm playing, because I have my game sound come through my speakers because I got a bass speaker. I I like to have it cranked.
Yeah, I wish I could do that.
'Cause even sometimes I can feel the rumbling on my feet because the speaker's right next to my
Yeah, I'll bet.
Man, look at that nice mountain there to the left. Well, you already passed it.
All right, we're gonna go downhill. Truck speed limit is 25. And they're not kidding either. This is one of the steeper grades in the country.
Ooh, this is that tight turn I was talking about. That's gonna have the viewpoint.
Yeah, the switchback coming up. Yes, I have done this downhill and uphill in real life.
Keep left.
Steven's now asking if you'll put up a poll for your first trailer purchase.
Well, here's the deal with that. I plan on getting a dry van trailer. 53 footer if I can.
Nice. Yeah, I've got a 53-foot reefer.
Yeah, I might do a reefer, or I might do both. Might do a flatbed.
Yeah, they got that when 144 drops. They got that bottom load
Step deck?
loader flatbed. Is that what it's called?
Step deck, yeah. Ooh.
Step deck. That's it. And there's your viewpoint.
Let's see. Let's check this out. Wolf Creek Pass. First time I came down this, I was still kind of new. And yeah, it was scary.
I can imagine.
But I just followed followed my training. Got into, kept my speed down, got into a lower gear, used my engine brake. It was no problem.
Oh, that's pretty.
If you get your truck in the right gear before you start down the hill, you use your engine brake, your Jake brake, you hardly ever have to hit, touch your foot pedal brake. And that's what you want. You don't want to be messing with your foot pedal brake on the way downhill, or your brakes are going to overheat and they'll start to lose their friction capacity. That's pretty. I love country like this. Wow.
That's one of the things that got me hooked on this game.
That's one of the things that got me loving trucking. Is being able to go to places like this and get paid to do it.
Yeah, right? Even though you only might visit the viewpoints once, I think it was a great feature that SCS put in the game.
Yep.
Heck, some of them I'll stop at even if I've already seen it once or twice, just because it was a good view. Especially on every time I create a new profile.
Yeah. Okay, so let me give you a feel for this. I'm rolling down the hill. I've got my Jake brake on, and I've got it at the lowest setting. There's 3 different settings, and I've got it on the lowest because I don't have a heavy load. This load is, well, it's kind of heavy, 29,000 pounds. But the lowest setting is enough to keep me at or below the speed limit. In fact, I have to step on the accelerator just a little bit to disable the jake brake. I mean, I could hit the switch. But because this load is light, I don't need much.
Yeah, now you're speaking all Greek to me. I have it set to my button and the engine brake, and I just press it as I need it, press and hold it.
Right. No, I've got the on, you know, well, I've got mine as toggles, it on or off, but I've got the different settings, the high, medium, and low. I've got those set to another, mapped to a different buttons, the plus minus buttons.
Oh my.
So I can actually change it while I'm driving from the steering wheel.
I did see those options in the option menu. I just say, I don't know what that is. I just press it and hold it as I need it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
See, now I just learned something else new.
Okay, now we get to go 45.
Not only is the stream entertaining, but it's educational.
There you go. Now there is one potential downside, well not potential, but it's kind of a downside with the 18-speed transmission, is that when you put on the jake brake like this, it will continually downshift you, and it will do it more frequently because you've got more gears in the low range. So that can be a little problematic when you don't want to downshift.
That makes sense. I've encountered that.
However, if I had a heavy load, I would want that. You know, I think one of these times I should do this road with a really heavy load.
Yeah, get like pick up in the Kenworth and Seattle and make your trip all the way down this way.
Well, I'm talking about doing a, I don't know, some kind of a heavy, oversized load or something. That would be a challenge. And I like me a good challenge. Maybe I should have been slower going into that turn. That would have been a good challenge. Oops.
William Rails asking, in your career, how many trucking companies have you drove for?
I guess 3. I mean, normally I would say 2. But before I got serious, I drove a little bit for a small company with a friend. But then when I got serious, I joined a company, a national fleet, where I did reefers, hauled reefer. A lot of refrigerated loads.
Okay, I wanted to clarify on that reefer.
So I was there, I guess, about 2.5 years. Then I left to join Schneider National for, I guess, about 5 years or so after that. I think it was 5 years. Maybe 4. I don't remember. All told, I drove about 7 years. And I really enjoyed this particular route that we're on right now. It is such a pretty drive. And it's high elevation. So it was cool, fairly cool even in the summer.
They do a real good job with these small towns.
Yes, they do. Wow, I lost some time. We should have already been there based on the ETA. Like 3 o'clock or something. And now it's almost 5:30 and we still have 39 miles to go.
Good thing you turned down the UI music.
Oh, I hate that UI music.
Weird that you're delayed already. Nothing bad happened.
No, that's the deal with driving in the mountains. See, the GPS.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, the GPS estimates your arrival based on distance and speed limits along the way. But truck driving is always going to be slower going up and down hills than what the GPS thinks. So that's why when you're route planning, and you're trying to figure out, you know, how long you think it's gonna take you, you just average 50 miles an hour, except in California, because most places, even when the speed limit's 65, you just got to estimate 50 for the whole run, because you're gonna get slowed down, either because of traffic or circumstances, or going 35 mile an hour up the hill or 35 mile an hour down the hill, plus fuel stops, brakes, etc. So that's yeah, it always takes longer than you think.
Theodorus N says hello from Indonesia. He's been enjoying the stream and vids. Keep up the good work.
Hi Doris, thanks for watching from Indonesia. That's awesome. It must be pretty early in the morning for you, or fairly early. Or I don't know. I am lost on that. Maybe it's the middle of the afternoon. Can't be the middle of the afternoon. Maybe late morning, early afternoon.
Yeah, I'm thinking more into late morning.
Well, I'm just thinking if it's early to mid-morning in the UK, then Indonesia, which is Western Pacific.
Yeah, gotta start thinking more like Australia time, I think.
Yeah, it's very close to that.
Funny enough, I used to know those time zones because when I worked in enterprise engineering, storage engineer, and I had I dealt with the Australians in the mornings. For them, they were too busy.
Oh,
They
yeah.
didn't care that there were alarms on their storage systems. They were going to the pub.
Haha. Yeah, I'm in the wrong lane and I can't get over.
Go straight on.
We have 1 mile left to go and I do not see this place on my GPS screen. But let me pull up the other one. There it is. Oh, looks like I'm going to need to get in that right lane for sure. And it looks like there's a gaggle of vehicles in that right lane.
Shane still in chat says that he had a brother that drove for Snyder, but for him, he actually drove for Stevens Transport.
That's another. I don't think Stevens is as big as Schneider, but it's a pretty good sized company from what I've seen.
And Sir Leslie says it's 2:55 right now in the UK.
Go straight on.
2:55 a.m. or
In the
p.m.
morning, yeah, AM.
Oh, okay.
Leslie's a late stay-upper
Aha.
or early riser.
So Talpa's not up as late as I originally thought. Still pretty late though. But that means I think that means you're pretty close with respect to Indonesian time. Whoa! Oh, it just happened to me again. Oh, I do.
Shane's been driving for 24 years.
Man, I hate it when that happens. And that's a second or third time today.
Oh, we just caught that with that truck that you kind of went in his lane a little bit there, it looked like.
Yeah. I've got to check and see. I've got something enabled that is taking over my system and interrupting the game.
Go straight on.
Here's a good question for you from Dark Dragon. What was one of the most expensive repairs you encountered while driving?
Well, getting my truck fixed after Swift hit me, but they paid for that. It was, I don't know, 9,000 or something. Oh, gotta go up a little farther. Oh, tires that I paid for. That wasn't repairs.
Keep right.
That was, this it?
You have arrived at your
Yes, we have arrived. Needed to swing out, now I'm gonna drive over the curb. Yes, I replaced the drive tires as a set in my truck, and that costs about $4,500. Bam! Is this not the right place to go? Oh, I needed to go through back there. Oh, I gotta turn around and go back in. My bad.
What did you pass? You passed the thingy?
Yeah.
For lack
No,
of a
there is
better
no
term.
there is no thingy because I have hard parking enabled.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna have to go around this parking lot dodging cars. Oh my god, I hate it when I have to do this, and I've had to do this in real life.
I like my very technical term, thingy.
Thingy, yeah. Did I just hit something? No. Yeah, my daughter. Oh, I can't go this way because I'm not allowed. Fine, be that way. Yeah, my daughter, she would, even when she was a teenager, she'd be fumbling for the word, and she'd go, the thingy! I'm like, so what is the thingy of the day?
Funny. My daughter does it too. So Shane says that in his 24 years of trucking, the worst damage he peeled the whole right side of his trailer because he entered a 76 truck stop in Albuquerque, New Mexico's exit instead of entrance.
Oh. I am not doing a very good job of this. Barely avoided that station wagon or SUV. Alright, let me set this up again.
Man, that is some close driving there.
I've had to do it in real life, I'm not kidding. You know what? It's time to get out and look. But sometimes you gotta do that. Alright, I'm gonna back out partially onto the street. Or maybe even all the way on the street. Oh, not with that crowd. Don't try this at home, kids.
Yeah, it's not looking fun.
No, but it's gonna get the job done.
But you're handling it like a pro.
Yeah, if real pro would have got him himself into this position. But thanks.
Well, we weren't going to talk about that.
Alright, now we're going straight across. Well, at least you know how to kind of, if you do screw that up like I did, now you can see how to get out of it. So we're going to back into the dock over here on the left, I believe. Get those flashers back on like they ought to. Yep, that's where we're going. Right there. Not hit that guy. Easy peasy. Now we just back straight down the hole. Do a proper setup and you can just slide right into the spot every time. There it is. Ah, let's see. Wow, nice money, 13,000. And in case anybody was wondering, I'm at level 15. All right. So where was that? Oh, I got damage. Oh, probably fuel or tires. Where was that thing to check on the engine? Diagnostics. Oh yeah. It's a that.
It's a good thing I wasn't paying attention because I didn't see it.
Well, anybody can screenshot. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
Doesn't
right
matter.
there, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Well, we doing on time? 1 hour. Let's see what else we've got. Out of Durango, staying in state. Oh, there's nothing. Nothing. Why is there nothing? All right, let's check external contracts because I can do that since I'm not in a convoy. All right. Lots of options. Let's go all the way to the back since this is sorted by route length. All right, we've got something to Montrose. Montrose. We'll probably take the best one of those. Ooh, this is triples. Moab, Utah. That's right here. Let's see what else we got. Moab. Gallup, Albuquerque, Holbrook. I guess I should just say what state. Price, Utah. Colorado Springs. Just came from there. Lamar. Oh, that would take us right back the same route we just came from. Who wants to go to Lamar? Haven't been to that town yet, and we get to go right back up that hill. How heavy is this? 38,000.
Yeah, there you go. Go back through the same pain.
Yeah, well, it's uphill.
This time you get to go up instead of go down.
Right. And I haven't been to Lamar in the game yet, so let's do that.
That's true.
Coming from Walmart. Where are we? Walmart. No, we're not. Are we at Walmart? No, not Walmart. Unless we are. We will find out in just a moment.
Yeah, were you transporting Walmart goods? I don't even remember.
I don't either. No, it's down the road a piece. And before we do that, I wanted to check something. Because I haven't. Oh, looks like we got about 60 peeps on here. 61, 64, I can't tell which number is right. I think it's based on it doesn't matter what I think it is. Let me get on with it. CVS. You're right, Shane. I am at CVS. Okay, back in the game. Oh, you know what? Oh, what did I hit? The dumpster? See? That's crazy. I was busy focusing on something else and hit the dumpster. That's not okay. But
I just heard that.
And I need to turn something back on that I turned off in the last game, and that is the steering camera rotation. Can you imagine? Can you think of why I would have turned that off before?
Oh yeah, because you turn in your view.
Question of the day. Why, to the audience, why would I have turned off the feature where your view shifts as the steering wheel turns? Think about that for a moment. Why would I have turned that off in the last game? Not the last run, because I forgot to turn it back on before I started that, but rather the last video that I recorded. Let's see if anybody can figure out the answer to that question.
I didn't even know that you had it on.
I had it off, and I forgot to turn it back on. But I turned it off for a very specific reason.
That I definitely don't know why.
Well, let's wait a few minutes.
Rick Merritt just joined, says sorry that he's late to the stream.
Hi, Rick. Well, since you're late, I'll tell you, and in any other late arrivals, we are doing an Exploring Colorado live stream today. We are staying in Colorado, and we are just taking loads from and to and through towns in Colorado. See how many we can do over the course of 2 hours. It looks like we're going to get 2 runs. We just finished the first one. So I got the idea from the Bucks, or the Driving Gamer, who is also the Bucks. The Driving Gamer, because on his channel he's doing that. He's exploring Washington State. And I thought it was such a neat idea, I would steal it. But I gave him credit.
Multi-personality.
Yes, we've all got multi-personalities. So, that's what we're doing. And we just finished delivering here in Durango, Colorado. Now we're on our way to pick up a load at Walmart to take to Lamar, Colorado.
You know, before I got the track IR, I had that camera on because it definitely would help seeing as I'm turning the wheel.
Yes, it absolutely does. So I don't have to keep using the mouse all the time to look like this. I mean, I still do, but not all the time.
And it's hard to get it centered. Then you gotta get it close to center and then press the button on your keyboard to get it centered.
Yeah, I've got that map to the my wheel button. So when I can actually do it, can move around like this and then hit the button on the mouse and recenter it.
Go straight on.
But it's not absolute. If I really want to get it right, I wait and get my hand off the mouse and then I hit the button on the keypad.
Keep right.
And you can just set your mouse back where you want or something like that.
Yeah, I suppose.
Right.
Now, since we're doing a
Have arrived at your
external contract load, we don't have to check in. We just go straight to the trailer.
Shane says you look like his best friend Michael.
Well, I feel bad for Michael.
$1 million north-south, isn't it?
I'm sorry?
The $1 Million Highway that goes north-south.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's my understanding between here and Montrose.
Yeah, the town, the city above or north of where you are now. That's right.
Yeah, I have never been on that road in at all. Not even in the game.
Oh, you gotta drive that, man. It's very nice, twisty, turny.
Where's
Turvy,
this
twisty,
trailer?
turvy.
Twisty turvy. There it is.
Yeah.
Yes, we're Americans, we love making up new words. And you can't stop us. You can ignore us, but you can't stop us. You can even laugh at us. That's okay.
That's right, because we laugh at ourselves anyway.
That's right. Hey, y'all, watch this. Hold my beer. Famous
Where's
last
my
words.
chew?
Where's my chew? Yeah.
Or they say cha.
Uh-huh. When I was in high school, we could chew in class. We're not talking about bubblegum.
Yeah, I think I remember that when I was younger too, and then of course you had the smoking areas for the smokers.
Yep.
And that wasn't just the bathrooms.
Right.
Period classes.
We had to go off campus to smoke, but we could.
Oh, not me. When I was in high school, we actually had designated smoking area between a couple of buildings and on the way to the lunchroom at my school. Speaking of, I'll tell you how old I am. I was when the Challenger blew up. I was in high school, and I was actually between classes and looked up in the sky and actually saw the fallout from the explosion.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That had to be something. I was asleep, and my wife came and woke me up. I worked grave shift, and I was sleeping. My wife came and woke me up. Told me I had to come see the TV.
Everybody was in a state of shock, and that's all they did for the rest of the school day is had news plastered on the TVs. They brought TVs in all the classrooms, and that's all everybody did is just watch the news.
Wow.
Turn right.
Yeah, Team Trick America gave the world free speech.
All right, I want to check the map real quick. Here's our routing. We're going back the way we just came. Through that mess. Back through Alamosa again. And, ooh, looks like I went that way. Interesting. Back on the freeway for a little bit, and then take US Highway 350, and then 50 to Lamar. In the real world, I've been to through Lamar many times. Many times. And when they eventually release Texas, hopefully they'll US 287 actually go through Lamar and then down through the Oklahoma Panhandle and down to Amarillo. Hopefully they'll map that. Otherwise, we'll have to come into New Mexico to get to Texas. Okay, back to the matter at hand. This is going to be interesting and fun. I hope.
You know, I think on some of those signs I've seen where it says Dallas and stuff like that, or maybe some Texas cities on the highway signs.
Well, it should, because, I mean, in reality, it went that way. It goes to Texas. Yeah, it dumps out on Amarillo on I-40.
That might be the city. I think I remember seeing on one of the road highway signs.
Yeah, and then from there, you take 40 east a little bit, and then get off 40, and you're still on 287 down to Wichita Falls, eventually Fort Worth, Well, the whole Dallas-Fort Worth metro area.
Speaking of stuff like that, I think they mentioned that in 144 that they're fixing all the signs on the highways to actually reflect the in-game mileage to how far it is.
Oh
I
yeah?
think some of them are off.
Oh, I don't know. That'll be interesting. Nice
I
touch.
remember seeing that in the stream. Or maybe not the stream, I mean on one of their blogs.
Oh, I need to find a place to rest.
Ooh, you might have got yourself in trouble. But you gotta depend on how much time you have to get to your location.
Yeah, I'm getting close to Red Bed. Yeah, I should get my first yawn in less than a half hour. Well, let me.
Due time.
Oh, I got lots of time. I got 17 hours of real time.
Oh, okay.
So let me look at the map quick. We got right here. That's 38 miles. We're good.
You might be going up that up the hill at night.
No, it'll be in the morning. We're not getting a coffee. We're taking a 10-hour break.
Oh, because I thought right now, isn't it Tuesday at 3:30 p.m.? Or is it? Oh, you're
No,
at
that's
7:44 p.m. That's the expected arrival time.
right. It's 7:50 p.m.
Oh, you got it going with the 24-hour clock.
Yeah. There's that first yawn.
Did you ever speak or talk to anybody with a handle of Red Dog?
No, I never, like I had a CB radio, but I always had it turned off or way down because I didn't listen to it. I only turned it up whenever there was some weather issue or bad traffic or an accident, and I was trying to, find out what's going on. Otherwise, I never used it except at the occasional shipper.
So you were jamming the tunes in when you were driving?
I was always listening to a podcast or audiobooks. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I like history, and so I read through Audible, I read a lot of history books. Biographies of the first 6 presidents.
Nice. What portion of history is your favorite?
I don't know that I have a favorite.
Straight on.
Initially, I was a fan. I've always been a military history fan, and with a special emphasis on World War II. And then I expanded that to broader history in general. So I even read some books on the Holy Roman Empire and Europe in general.
Nice.
So there's a lot I didn't know that I learned.
History Channel has a lot of good history shows that I've watched over the years.
Yeah, I used to like the History Channel until it stopped being the History Channel.
Yeah, kind of like Discovery Channel, but you can stop being a Discovery Channel.
Yeah. When they started doing all these reality shows, I lost interest.
Go straight on.
I mean, not that they were horrible or anything, but I just wasn't interested.
Yeah, they start putting more of those out because that's where they were making better money, I guess.
Yeah.
It's all about the Benjamins.
Well, yeah, you can't do anything without revenue. Got to do payroll.
Netflix has had some good documentary series out too.
Yeah, I haven't watched Netflix in years. Okay, I gotta see what I'm doing here. So has anybody come up with an answer as to why I might have had the steering thing off for the forward view? It's 9 o'clock. Before I hit this button, anybody have a theory? Radio check?
No, I'm sorry, you're talking to me. Nothing in the chat that I ever saw.
Well, I'm looking for feedback from you, but...
Oh, I got a brain fart, my bad.
Okay, so... Remember in the...
I never saw anybody post anything.
Okay. You remember in the Tuesday premiere where I shared for the very first time the real-world video overlay on my windshield?
Oh, okay. You had to turn it off so you could do that.
Right, because I can't keep up with the movement of the where the windshield is in the game if it's moving all the time, if my view is changing all the time. So I turned it off so I could lock it in. So
that makes sense.
So you can expect that in one of the next videos there will be some more real-world video footage. Okay, enough of that.
Sweet.
Here we go. We're taking our 10-hour break. And it is morning. Need some coffee. It's morning. Climbing out of the sleeper. In case you're wondering, I did have the ability, of course I still had to park at a truck stop, but I had the ability to make coffee in my truck. But I didn't do it all the time because it was not always convenient. I had to have access to hot water because I couldn't make hot water in my truck because my power inverter couldn't handle my electric kettle. But I had a French press that I kept in the truck with me. I still use it. I use a different one, but I still use a French press every morning to make coffee.
What happens in real life if you miss your delivery time slot? Do they reject the load?
And that can happen, but you know, basically you gotta spank it. Metaphorically. It depends. Depends. I didn't do a lot of live deliveries. I mean, well, that's not true. I did a lot of live deliveries. But the majority of my deliveries were drop and hook. Meaning, I would show up with a loaded trailer at the receiver, and I would drop the loaded trailer, and then I would hook and empty and leave. I'd have to check in and do paperwork and stuff, but that was it. Usually had a window, and it was usually like all day.
Oh, okay, so just like one of those just-in-time deliveries.
Yeah, it was like, you know, it needs to be here between 6 a.m. on Tuesday and midnight on Wednesday. That's, you know, sometimes it was just one day, but that's plenty. Now, there were a lot of times when it was an appointment, and if it was a just-in-time kind of a thing, and you were late, there could be a fee. Well, a fine, you know, a couple $100, or it could be more.
Yeah, which they represent that in the game, too.
Yeah.
Rick Merritt says, hearing your stories is why he likes your channel.
Thank you. I feel like I fell away from that a little bit, so I feel like this gives me a chance to do that. So, you know, hit me with the questions. It helps spur things along. But yeah, live deliveries, you know, sometimes they're okay, sometimes they take hours. The worst is, and I did this mostly when I was when I drove refrigerated stuff. But even dry van I did sometimes. Delivering to grocery distribution centers for grocery stores. Not like Walmart. Walmart was problematic sometimes, but these other places like the local chains, Safeway, Albertsons,
Safeway.
you know,
Yeah.
there's.
All depends on what you have out your way.
Right,
Like down
you know.
here we have Winn-Dixie, Publix.
Right, Winn-Dixie, Publix. I don't think I ever did Winn-Dixie, but I did Publix. And then there's a big name one up in the Northeast. I forget the name.
I'm trying to remember because it's been so long since I've been out there.
And you had to be there. You had a window. Usually it was like a 1 or 2 hour window that you had to be there. Anyway, but the problem with those, that inevitably you were there in the dock for 4 to 6 hours, which is insane because it only takes 20-30 minutes to actually unload you if they've got someone on a forklift right then, right there, ready to go. 30 minutes. The problem is that they get you unloaded, they bring the pallets onto the dock, and then they break down the pallets and count everything. My God, it was horrible. Hated it. So, depending on what company you're with and whether you're a company driver or an independent contractor and what the contract called for, you might be paid detention after 2 hours or after 4 hours or something. Then then it was like an hourly rate. Like if you were there for 4 hours, you had to eat the first 2 hours, but then you got detention pay for the next 2 for 3 and 4. So if your detention pay was like $20, then you'd get $40. I don't remember what mine was as an independent contractor, but it was like double whatever the company driver's got, because it's a different scenario. It was like 40 or 50 bucks, or maybe it was more than that. I don't know. Anyway, but you got paid detention.
With those grocery stores that you were referring to, does the hometown market sound familiar?
No. But that might be owned by a larger chain. Like, I think Albertsons owns Safeway, or Safeway owns Albertsons, I forget which. And there's other examples like that. By the way, sidebar, stuff like this is why the 18-speed transmission comes in handy. Going uphill, it's not a heavy load, but we are going uphill kind of slow. But we're making good time because we got gears. Oh, we are being passed by a truck. I'm picking up some speed. And this is where that more powerful engine comes in. Look at that. See ya.
Hey, you got the blue truck and the blue shirt. You're Thomas the Train. I think I can.
See, more powerful engine, few extra gears. We're doing good. All right, we're going over the other side. We're gonna crest this peak or summit, whatever, and we're gonna start going down the other side. I just used my brakes for the first time. Yeah, just a big kid.
The Adam asked what would happen if a truck has a one-speed transmission like an electric truck.
I don't know. I
It
mean,
just has the power it needs.
okay. Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Electric vehicles go or 0 power to full power as it goes.
They have a lot of torque, is what I understand, but I don't really understand how they work.
Yeah, electric motor pretty much whatever the top power that it can produce, that's there from the get-go all the way through. It doesn't lead up to it, the amount of pull or whatever. Oh, Leslie's asking, in real life, did you ever do a coast-to-coast run?
Yes. I love those. I once did one from Seattle to Boston. And I did one from New Jersey to LA. And LA to somewhere. I don't remember where I went to, but somewhere on the East Coast.
Keep right.
Those are just the ones I can remember. I love those because I would pick up, I'd get the load, and then I'd just drive for 5 days. Loved it. There were a few times I'd pick up loads of onions in Washington, eastern Washington, and drive them to like South Carolina. Or Wisconsin. Yeah, I remember one place in Wisconsin I took loads of onions to, and the place in Wisconsin would turn them into bloomin' onions. Or
Outback.
Or Outback, yeah. So we delivered fresh raw onions. They turned them into frozen bloomin' onions that would then later be delivered to you know, someplace for Outback.
Keep right, and then continue.
I only did. Well, no, I think I did both sides of that. Yeah, I picked
Go
up
straight on.
loads from that processing place.
Now the question is, did it torture you being able to smell it, or could you smell it?
Oh God, yes. And I was never a fan of onions until fairly recently. But the smell of freshly deep fried onions was overwhelmingly good. Oh, yeah.
What was that cop's deal over there parked on the sidewalk just like in real life?
Yeah, I don't know. He was probably hassling some kid.
No, not to doubt.
We still have 224 miles to go. But it's pretty flat from here on out.
Ooh, I forgot to ask you a question, Boomer. That last video that you posted my thumbnail for, was that much better without the glasses on for the no glares on my glasses? Since I
You know, I didn't really care too much. I mean, I noticed the glare in previous videos, but I don't know if that's just because I wear glasses and I'm conscious of that.
It bugged me too. I could see it because like I can't see his eyes.
But watching it, I mean, I'm not really looking at you that much. I'm listening to you. I mean, occasionally I look at you, but mostly I'm listening to you while I'm watching the scenery.
Go straight on.
I guess that's an interesting question for my audience.
So that's a good thing then, because then that means that the glare from the glasses wasn't drawing your attention.
There's a good point. I didn't think about that. But my question to my audience is, you know, with respect to me being in the videos like this, which I think is a good thing,
Get ready
is
to
it
turn left.
is it helpful? Is it distracting? Should I... You've discovered a recruitment agent. Oh. I don't even know how to ask that question properly.
I can say that you don't have reflection on your glasses. I don't see it. Not like on me. I assume you have anti-reflective glasses.
I do a little bit, but part of it is the placement of my lights.
Yeah, I've never noticed any. At least it hasn't drawn my attention.
Right. Now it's not dark here, but it's dusky, getting dusky. So I don't have any light coming. I have a window right in front of me, but I have blackout curtains over them. But there's sometimes a little gap, and so I can see a gap in my glasses, or I'm sorry, a vertical light column in my glasses.
Now I might have seen that once or twice.
Yeah, but my lights, I have studio lights with diffusers, and they're mounted up there. It's like a 45-degree angle above me and out.
Gotcha. I have mine. Yeah, I don't have my thing all the way extended. I have it pointing at the walls, so I don't even have the white light pointing at me.
Right. As a matter of fact,
the TV and my monitor is what you're catching the.
Oh yes, that's right. In the description below, in the section where I list my recording equipment, there's a link. One of the links down there is to my lighting setup.
Speaking of Matthew Roth, hello from Auburn, Michigan.
Hello. You're a regular, aren't you?
I believe I've seen him before.
I guess I could have stopped to get some repairs done, but oh well. I've only got 3% damage.
Was that like clip onto your wall or ceiling or something like that?
No, they're on poles.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh, that's a disc holder I'm looking at.
it's what?
I was looking at the Limo Studio Photo Video Photography Studio Reflective
That's it.
disc holder.
Oh no, that's something else.
Yeah, that's what I was at. I was like, wait a second. No.
Is that just a
yours
little-
does look just like mine? Was that a 3-piece set?
No, it's more than that. That little, if it's a little clippy thing that looks kind of like that, it's black and silver.
Yeah.
That goes on
That's what I
top of
looked at
a
first.
tripod, and it's got a thing that holds my green screen, the rigid green screen that I have over here to my right that you can't see, obviously.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But the Lenco lighting set comes with 4 lights and several backdrops. So and stands for the backdrop. And the stands and the backdrop are behind me, which you can't see because it's a green screen draped from the...
Oh, and it came with the green screen.
Yeah, it came with a green screen, a white screen, and a black screen.
Oh, nice. And a couple of umbrella things.
Yeah, those are also lights. Those are different style of lights.
Oh. Oh, wow. How many lights go into the shielded light stands?
One bulb, one fluorescent bulb. It's a specialized type of bulb.
Yeah, 'cause mine has actually 4 bulbs in it.
Okay, and those come with the set. It's complete. Oops. But I bought a second green screen, a rigid green screen, that I wound up using for, in this scenario. Like, I didn't originally plan on using a second green screen, but because of the way I'm set up in my camera being where it is, what you can't see is right behind me here. There's a point at which they meet at a 90-degree angle. And if I have it lit properly, I've got another light down here next to me that's not turned on currently. See that? Lighting up by my shoulder?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait, not yet.
No, it's on.
Seconds.
Yeah, it's... Anyway, I use that to try and
Okay.
keep the light consistent. And it helps hide that
Gotcha.
gap. Otherwise, the gap is what it is shadow at the turn, at the 90-degree mark. Going up top. Such a pretty view. And I do want to pick the speed up a little bit because I don't want to get there at night. Right now, it's looking like 4:30-ish.
Get ready to turn right.
Oh, we're gonna get back on the freeway here.
Turn right.
Can trucks compete with trains on a large scale or a small scale?
Compete with?
Yeah, that's kind of a tough question, I guess.
Depends on what you mean
trucks
by
can go
compete.
where trains can't.
Are we racing? Is that what we're talking about? Or talking about hauling
I'm
freight?
thinking Scale, that's what I'm thinking is the scale of hauling freight.
Trains will haul the freight of a couple of hundred trucks.
Yeah, so in that regard. However, they can't go where the trucks go per se.
Right. So, let me get.
Turn left.
Let me use this as an example. When freight comes in from overseas into a port, it comes in on containers, on a container ship. And those containers can be put on either what's called an intermodal. They're intermodal containers. They can be put on an intermodal trailer. So the
And then continue.
container mounts right on top of that trailer. And then they're pulled by a truck somewhere, usually not far. Either somewhere in town or whatever. Or they're mounted on a rail. Special container rail, which will hold 2 or 4 of those containers because they can stack them. I don't think they stack them more than 2 high, but they're maybe I've seen some 3 highs. I don't know. Anyway, but if they're
Seattle's a good example of that.
Seattle, but LA.
Port.
They do it in Seattle, yes, but Los Angeles is the biggest port for that, I think, on the West Coast. And so you may have cargo that comes in from Asia
And then continue straight on.
and then gets in containers
Go straight on.
and then gets loaded on rail and then is transported to rail yards inland. Like, it may go up to Chicago, it may go to Dallas, Fort Worth, Memphis, Oklahoma City, wherever. It goes to these rail yards, and there it will be offloaded, and then those containers will get put on intermodal trailers, and then a truck will cart it off to some place. What place it gets carted to depends on where it needs to go.
What the cargo is too, I guess.
Yeah. So it may get transported directly to a receiver if it's local. Well, yeah, it would be local. But there's another thing that happens in the port, near the ports. And that is the containers will be transported by truck to a freight forwarder type of a setup. And they have a yard, the container comes in, and it gets backed up to a dock, and they do what's called a cross-dock operation. The cargo is taken off of, or out of the container, and it's on pallets, usually, and it goes right into a long-haul trailer, dry van. And then it goes cross-country from there. I've done that many times. I've even got some video of it in my library. For instance, I would pick up some loads in Sumner, Washington, which is between Seattle and Tacoma, at a yard that did that freight forwarding stuff. And they would do the cross-dock operation. They would take the stuff out of the container, take it across the dock, and put it into a van trailer. Then that van trailer would go into the yard. And then someone like me would come in, like it would be a Schneider trailer, would come in, drop my empty, hook that loaded trailer, and then I would take it somewhere else. Most of the time, I was taking that stuff to Phoenix. And they were almost always Target, loads for Target. And it went to a Target distribution center in Phoenix. But I also did some loads like that for TJ Maxx and Marshalls, same company. And I've even brought some of those to Las Vegas. And so again, well, I don't know what they did when it was in China, but once a container gets offloaded from the ship, there's some containers on a rail right there. It's offloaded in the port. It's transported to a freight forwarder operation, and then they'll transfer the contents into a long-haul dry van trailer, and then this other company transports it to wherever it goes in some other city. So I hope that answers the question somewhat.
That was a good long answer.
I'm famous for my long answers because I'm long-winded.
Well, you know, it's neat to go and get the detail.
One of the books that I listened to on Audible talked about that whole process and how the container was developed and became universal around the world. Because back in the, you know, until the container ship and the containers became a thing in the 60s and 70s, you had longshoremen that were unloading. You ever see pictures of a cargo net off a ship and it had crates, you know, like a couple of foot square? That's how they loaded and unloaded ships back in the day. Until the container became universal.
You made it easier to offload and unload.
Oh, makes so much more sense. It's so much more cost effective. And
it probably allows them to store more because everything's all neatly packed
in
containers.
Yeah. And you know, back in the day, you know, the longshoremen they worked long grueling hours. I mean, they probably got paid pretty good because they were union. But they worked long grueling hours, and they were literally toting that bale from the dock into the warehouse, and you know, until they got better systems. And as they got better systems, including the containers, they needed fewer and fewer employees. But those fewer employees had more specialized roles, and they got paid better wages. So those guys that work in the big old overhead cranes in the port, they make big bucks. That's a very specialized job. So you have fewer people working in the port, but they make better money.
Sean Barnes is asking a question I don't think you might be able to answer. Is do containers go to Ontario, Canada?
Get ready.
I would imagine so, but I have no specific knowledge of that. I would imagine containers go to...
They have their own ports.
Yeah, I would imagine they go to every major city in U.S., Canada, and Europe, and everywhere else in the world. In one way or another. Whether it's via container ships, rail, or truck. Chicago's got a big rail yard. And there are a lot of containers come out on those container dollies. They're... intermodal trailers. They're all over the place. We have them here too in Vegas. But Chicago has a huge rail yard for that, and so does there's one south of Dallas. There are several around the country. Nashville's got a big one, or I mean Memphis rather.
Yeah, those rail hubs, man.
Rail hubs.
This is crazy huge.
Yep. Sure is.
And Demon Trucker wants to know, what's the worst cargo you've ever taken?
Worst? Oh, I don't know. That nasty. I once hauled a load of scrap meat. You know, from a meat processing plant, and it was in big bins, which were
for
open.
hot dog sausages and...
No, it was taken to a plant that made pet food.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. My cats eat that.
Cats, dogs, yeah.
Well, I try to get them the stuff that doesn't have the bone meal in it, where they use actually parts of the bones too.
But that was a nasty load. It didn't stink necessarily, but it was messy because, again, it wasn't sealed on top. And so you'd have some bits that would flop out. And so when I got that, and that was a reefer trailer, so I did run the reefer to chill it. But when I got done, I had to go somewhere, and I mean, you have regular washout places that you go to,
Go straight on.
either truck washes or more specific places. They're washout reefer trailers, and I had to go and get that sucker hosed out. I think I had to get it sterilized even.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, I mean, when they hosed it out, there were chunks of meat that got hosed out onto the ground. Ugh. So maybe that qualifies.
And Hendrick 88 Fly is asking if you've ever done a haul with a triple lowboy trailer.
No. I've never hauled more than a single trailer. That takes an additional training and an endorsement on your license to do multiples. Wasn't interested in doing that. I've also never done flatbed. These headphones smush my ears, and after a while I gotta move them around. I need some over-the-ear headphones.
Alright. Paris says thanks for keeping him learning about trucking in America on and offline. And he's getting tired, so he'll see you another time.
Okay, parents, thank you. Thanks for joining us. We're getting close to the end. We got 18 miles to go. And I want to ask this question now to give you time to think about it and respond. The question is, do you like this concept of exploring a specific state over the course of several videos? And I guess this is a two-part question. Do you like the concept? And if so, should I limit it to doing this on the live streams like this, like on Saturday? And I can't always do it on Saturday because sometimes I work. But assuming I can do it. So, do you like this for the Saturday live stream? Oh, I gotta go in. And I think it's no, right lane. And the other part of the question is, if you do like this and you want to include it in the live stream, or even if you don't, would you like me to do it also in a similar way that the driving gamer does, meaning one load in a video and then do one more, and then do them more frequently? So think about that while we wrap up this delivery.
That is a very good question, and while we're waiting for them to think about that, I got a couple more questions for you.
Okay.
Adam asks, have you hauled a flatbed trailer before, or you need special training?
I have never done flatbed, as I said, and you do need some special training. You don't need a certification that I'm aware of, but you do need specialized training because, hang on. Oh, I gotta turn here. I get the yakking and miss my turns. So you need some specialized training because of the strap down.
Get ready to turn left.
You have to learn how to do proper strapping. And there are some specific regulations associated with flatbedding, and it's just a matter of learning them and becoming proficient.
Yeah, that makes sense, because you wouldn't want to have something not properly strapped down come off
Right.
on highway.
Right, the Department of Transportation has specific requirements for different types of freight. So if you've got palletized stuff, it needs to be a certain way with straps. If you've got super heavy duty stuff like farm equipment or tractors or construction equipment, now you're talking chains. And you got to know how to do it. So it's very specialized.
Then Demon's asking if you ever taken loads, car loads.
No. That's another specialized field in trucking.
Then he follows that up with, please do heavy loads.
Yes, I do want to do some heavy loads. I'll probably have to start by doing that in a recorded video before I do one in the live stream. I don't know, I've done some heavy loads.
Could you imagine if they got special transport for a convoy? That would be interesting.
Oh, that's where we're going, right down there.
Speedy's Game Zone's asking if you've ever hauled containers out of VNSF in Elwood, Illinois.
I've never hauled containers. There's, for the companies that do that, they have a separate division. And it's, you know, you have people that do that. It's not that you need a little bit extra training, but it's not much. It's more about securement of the container, doing that properly. Okay, I'm gonna have to get out and look on this because I'm doing a blind side back. Yep, I am not set up. I'm gonna back right into that truck right there, that box truck. And I might even hit the fence if I'm not careful.
I'm not going to give away any details, but in the future, I've got one coming out where, yeah, epic fail trying to back a trailer in.
We've all got them.
Funny stuff, it was a Walmart. I guess I just gave the details too.
Oh, that's alright. No one's seen the video yet.
That's true. It's a good laugh.
As long as I don't see that box truck in the flat mirror in the wrong position, we're okay. Now I can cut it. Now I got to worry about that blue dumpster back there. So I'm going to get out and look.
Now I've got to ask why there's a McDonald's truck or a trailer with all these UPS trailers.
Good question. Anyway, it's a good thing I got out and looked because we were only inches away from tapping that dumpster.
Oh yeah. Wow. We're just seeing it now.
That's why you get out and look.
Nintendo Goon's asking, do you enjoy the automatic in the game, or do you eventually plan to use a shifter?
You know, I'm surprised that I have learned to like the automatic. I still think I want to get a shifter. Alright, I gotta get out again and see how we're doing.
Miles Haker says hi.
Hi, Miles. Looks good now. Nope, it's not. And you know, somebody commented in another
Did
video.
you hit that box truck?
No. Somebody commented in another video recently they wanted to see me do this blind side back like this. Okay, I gotta take this off. With just the mirrors and the get out and look feature, and that's what this is, get out and look. I mean, to be doing it right, I should only be looking and then get back in the truck and move. Don't move while you're outside, because you can't do that in real life.
Yeah, true. Adam's asking, what do you think about tankers?
I never drove tankers, or I never pulled tankers. I was never a tanker yanker. They're okay. It's just not a thing I did. You do need a special endorsement and additional training for that because of the liquid. And actually, even as a dry van person, if you're gonna haul those containers, liquid containers, you need the tanker endorsement.
Close jumped in the chat and says, yo.
Yo! How's the computer situation coming along?
Which, I have to say, even though SCS has the hashtag greatest community, I say our community in the Discord is the greatest.
I agree. As recently as today, someone told me that they've been in other Discord groups and they prefer this one by far, and even left the other one, I think you said.
Yeah, he says he only came to ours. Or he's only stayed in ours, he's left all the others.
Okay, that's what I thought he said. And that's encouraging. So this should put us up
Speaking
to...
of him, he's in the chat right now. He said he just dropped in and said hi. Tank man.
Oh, okay. So I just got up to level 16. Let's see what I should do. I got all my hazardous cargo.
And I guess Adam's leaving.
Leaving?
Yeah, it said see you next time.
Oh. Don't leave me, Adam. We'll do high value. Let me...
Yeah, don't ever put any more in your fuel economy until you don't need no more. I think you did that early on, though.
I still believe in doing that because you need to save on fuel. You need.
You make more. You make better money with the other ones before.
But you don't stop for fuel as often. So you save time.
That's true too.
So anyway, we can have that discussion somewhere else. I wanted to
round table.
Yeah, I wanted to show something. I think I have the photo. I hope. Oh, yeah. I think, or did I? Yes. Stand by. Okay, one moment while I do this. These are the liquid containers I was referring to. These, they have a name, I forget what it is, but these containers hold 300 gallons or 1,000 liters. And so because they have liquid in them, you have to do a little bit more studying and get an endorsement on your license.
Because of the shifting of the liquids?
Yes, exactly. So let me turn that back on.
And then my next question would be is what kind of liquid is usually in those kind of containers?
It varies. It's any liquid product can be in this. It can be soup, or not soup, soap. It could be petroleum products, lubricants, anything.
Okay, so more in the petrochemical, nothing like orange juice or
not food products.
Okay.
At least not that I know of. Because they'd have to be sterilized between each use.
Yeah, that's what I was curious about, or even water.
Yeah, and you could sterilize them, but I don't think they're designed for that. I think they're for non-food stuff. So, But virtually any kind of liquid that you would haul in an industrial capacity, and it makes it easy to load and unload these with forklifts and move them around a warehouse that way. So
Yeah, I could see that instead of like barrels or something like that.
right, but even
At least better
barrels,
for stacking.
yeah, it's pretty easy. Okay, back to my question to the audience: do you like this concept of exploring an entire state and spending a couple of hours doing a couple loads or more, or having a video that lasts anywhere from a half an hour to an hour and a half that just is one, and then do them more frequently? Or should I do this as a live stream and do them as more frequent parts of this series? So that's the question. Moderator, do we have any answers coming in?
Demon says long, heavy loads, but I don't think that's related to the series. I think he just wants long drives in general.
I like long drives.
Sean Barnes said yes. I don't, but he didn't clarify.
Okay. Yes, you want me to do these on live streams on Saturdays, or yes, you want me to do a series like this, like the Driving Gamer is doing on his channel, or would you like me to do both types? So, if you need some more time to think about it, go ahead and think about it and leave a comment later on in this or another video. But I'm going to wrap
You
it
could
up here.
also put something in the community, do a poll that way.
I could. That's a good idea. See, that's why I got this guy along.
Edwin says long travel.
Long travel. Okay. All right. I'm putting an end to this. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up.
Oh, here's one from
And-
Carlos. He says he likes the concept, especially to help familiarize with the maps. Don't care about the when.
Okay.
And Pinkman says explore the state.
Okay. I like sharing the scenery, and it's just one type of thing. But I'm going to do all types of things. So we're going to do convoys. We'll throw in some of this, more or less, depending on how much you guys like it. We'll still do the real world video whenever I can.
Got another for exploration. Sound good from Pranav Sai.
Okay. All right. I do need to end this because we're already at 2 hours and 15 minutes. Thumbs up. Thank you. Subscribe if you haven't. Please share this with your friends. Wherever you share things. And if you have an interest in joining the community because you want to drive or you are driving, join the Discord. I'm sure Bucks has left links in the chat. There is also a link in the description for this and all the other videos down near the bottom. All right. Thanks, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I look forward to doing it again.